I practiced for a very long time, and I did it. I learned how to make cuck sounds. Now I'm gonna show you. Just a second. It's normal to split the bill 50-50. I won't be your caretaker. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you a thing. You're the one who has to do everything around the house, because you're a woman. My mother did everything, and she worked 3 jobs, and she cooked, and she cleaned, and she did the laundry, and she also had 50 children, and she managed to do it all. And you? And you? What about you? You've only cooked 3 times, and you work a little bit on the side. You think you're a queen? You think you're a queen, huh? No, I am the queen in this relationship, and that's why I spewed all of that out. I just can't admit it because I love men, and I would also like to have a man in this house so I could rely on him and he could take care of me. I'm not ready for anything else. I don't know how to do anything else. Oh well. Sashenka, a diminutive name. You'll find a man, and you'll also learn how to be a man yourself if you don't change your tune. Rate my talent from 1 to 10.
There's not much to comment on here. This is pure rage bait. I don't know what her exact goal is, but as far as rage bait goes, it's pretty effective. Most likely, it's just a way to boost her social media reach. Don't fall for this kind of content. But since it's in the video, let's at least break down what's going on. First of all, this is a classic manipulation using the image of the ideal man. She paints a version of a man that's convenient for her, and that immediately gets agreement from many women, which means more likes and supportive comments. From men, on the other hand, she'll get engagement through disagreement. Many will jump into the comments to defend their version of what a real man is. My advice is simple. Don't engage. Don't like. Don't dislike. Don't comment. Any interaction helps the algorithm push her video even further. You won't change anyone's mind, but you'll help her grow her channel. The best move? Just click "Not interested" and move on with your day, or to a video that actually has value.
That familiar feeling when you try to find your man after 30, you feel like Cinderella at a very strange ball. You seriously start analysing the market, and the math is interesting. Our peers, the 35-year-olds, are still in process. They're either splitting up shared property, or they have a kid every weekend, or they're still in therapy after a divorce. Basically, they're not quite ready to launch a new relationship project. So we look younger to the 25, 28-year-old guys. Sweet boys, but that's a whole quest. Raise a man. His career is just starting. His plans change 3 times a day. And the biggest achievement of the week is watching the new season of a series. He's fun, but it's too early to build anything. Okay, let's raise the bar, 40-45. And here's the surprise. Many have already finished their stint in the nuclear family project, gotten their Father of the Family medal, and now want only one thing: freedom. A convertible, spontaneous trips, 0 obligations. They're over the family game and have now swung to the opposite extreme. So what's left? The 45-plus crowd, but honestly, a grandpa is not what I'm looking for. It seems we're looking for a unicorn, a man who is established but not burnt out, a man who is free but wants to share that freedom. Maybe they're just hiding.
Since you used the word market, I'll explain how it works on the dating market. The age of 30 is a critical line in everyone's life when it comes to dating. Because up until 30, women have more value simply by existing. It's not exactly 30, but somewhere around there, depending on many factors. But starting around 30, the dominance shifts. A woman's physical value begins to decline, while a man's value starts to rise because of his life achievements. This is all very simplified. The thing is, from 18 to 30, many women are highly sought after purely because of the immense value of their bodies, which means they don't achieve great results in life. Since life is essentially easy, they're provided with money, given gifts, taken on holidays, paid for salon treatments, and no one at work expects great results from them. Essentially, for most women before 30, their biggest achievement is having a job or having children, and in the eyes of many men, neither the first nor the second is anything special. It's like having a computer for men. Most men have one, so it's not considered valuable. The result is that after 30, physical value drops quickly, and other value simply doesn't exist. This is why there's nothing to weigh against the value of men with achievements. Yes, there are cases where a woman who has the same achievements as a man after 30 will be very valuable, but those are very few. Therefore, you often see that if a woman hasn't gotten married by 30, then after 30, she will either marry anyone who will have her or not marry at all, simply because no one needs her. The excuses will be varied. From men are entirely to blame to supposedly having high standards, but the fact will be that she remains alone or in a bad relationship. So, either increase your value as a human being through achievements or lower your standards for men. There is no third option.
I'm 24 and I've never had a proper relationship. 2 years ago, I decided to just forget about dating and focus entirely on my career and self-development. You know that phrase, let go and everything will come to you? Guess what came to me? Nothing. So now I've decided to take things back into my own hands. I wrote down what my ideal partner looks like, signed up on dating apps, and even gave myself a challenge. 30 dates to make sure I don't bail out. And almost immediately, I ran into the harsh reality. I knew that dating in Russia was dead, but I didn't think it was this bad.
I won't say she's to blame here, since there aren't enough details. I'll just say that in life, reality often doesn't meet our expectations. So, you either need to make many attempts to find your luck, or you have to grow in status enough to attract the kind of people you actually want. In both cases, though, it will take effort and hard work. So, good luck.
I can't pay the rent. Yes, I'm ashamed that I'm 21, and I'm calling my grandmother to ask for money from her pension. Listen up and judge away. I've been living with my boyfriend in a rented apartment for half a year now. Back then, we thought 55,000. Currency not specified, likely rubles. Wasn't that much. I'm a medical student, and he's a bartender. We're not living lavishly. We don't eat red caviar. We don't go to restaurants. I understand that it's very hard for my boyfriend to be the only one working. That's why I'm also getting a job as a nurse's assistant at a hospital now. I really understand him. But because of the money problems, he's started to pull away from me. He wakes up in a bad mood, sits on the bed, and scrolls through social media. You see, Instagram shows you all these successes, that everyone's life is so perfect and smooth. But that's not true. If your boyfriends are trying hard for you, please support them, both morally and physically. My support right now involves not shutting him out, not getting offended, getting myself a job, and helping out.
To what was said about reality and expectations, there's only one thing to add. That's life. For some, everything goes smoothly and easily. For others, it's only through blood and sweat. Yes, this world is unfair, and no one can change that. Not you, not me, not even the leaders of all the countries in the world. But in all this darkness, there's a small ray of light. A person who's had an easy life can easily break at the first obstacle, while someone who's earned everything through blood and sweat won't even feel that obstacle. It doesn't fundamentally change anything. It's just how life works. Try to make the best out of what you have and what you can do. One day, maybe it will all pay off, or maybe it won't. No one knows the future, but if you try, you have a chance. If you give up, you won't even have that.
Have you noticed that all our grandparents' stories about meeting are always something like, we met, went on 2 dates, and got married immediately? I think it used to be easier to impress people back then. Slight change in speaker's voice, possibly mimicking the grandmother. Listen to those amazing grandma stories where she goes, I'm walking, and he's just standing there. But he wasn't standing on water, was he? Something. Did she fall in love with his sense of balance or something? My grandma used to tell me about my grandpa. She'd say he was standing there so stately, his jacket, his eyes, looking. Wow, they were so easily impressed. They literally fell in love with any guy on the street.
The key word here is impress. In the past, people didn't try to impress each other. They simply tried to live. Yes, an expensive car could attract women back then too. But people were looking for life in one another. That same car was just a hook, something that could lead you into another world. People didn't know how much time they had left. Every day could have been their last because of poor medicine, wars, or disasters. Now, life is easier, and the internet has distorted everything. People no longer seek life itself, but rather its attributes: money, beauty, influence, and so on. Medicine has improved so much that everyone expects to live to around 100. But while medicine progresses, our bodies not only age, but are also becoming worse prepared for life. We move less, lose strength faster. So all I can say is this: stop expecting someone to impress you. Start looking for life in people. If someone brings life, keep them close. If someone takes life from you, cut them off, even if they're family.
The kind of man I will never marry again. The one who doesn't meet me at the airport and says, call yourself a cab, I'll pay for it. I also won't marry a stingy man who needs to be told that expensive jewelry for a woman is the minimum sign of a man's true love. I will never marry a person who doesn't respect my parents and loved ones. I will never marry a person who asks me to measure my suitcase and then replies that it won't fit in the trunk of his new car. So, honey, call a cab. I will never marry a man who responds to all my "what's going on?" with the comment that my cooking isn't good. I will never marry a man who doesn't tell me how he earns money. I need to know how much you make and how you do it. I will never marry a man who doesn't think it's necessary to come see his woman when she's been in the ICU for 5 days. And I will never marry a man who doesn't help his children from a previous marriage. That is the absolute bottom no comment needed. Yes, being divorced twice now, I can confidently say that it's better to be alone than with a man like that.
And here's the last video for today. I actually feel sorry for the woman in this clip. She's clearly been through a lot and is now trying to look cool. But no mantra she repeats in this or other videos, no cigar in her hand, no bikini will change her life. You've made a lot of mistakes. You have kids. You've been divorced twice. You smoke. You're not really taking care of yourself, and you're clearly well past 30. Your value is close to zero. You're not in a position to choose. You'll either accept what life gives you, or you'll stay alone. The only thing that can help you now is improving your status. People call it a boss bitch. But I'm not talking about those TikTok women who call their irresponsibility being a boss. I mean a real, strong woman. Ambitious, resourceful, one who knows what she's doing and how to do it. Whether you'll make it or not depends only on you. And to you, my friends, thank you for watching. Don't neglect yourselves or your lives, especially when things seem too easy or too calm. Seek life, love, and self-realization. See you next time.